Okay, next we're going to look at weighted moving average. Okay. First, let's get the data, and I'm going to use a reference formula like that, okay, to get the data set up, right? All right, so here there is nothing. January is what we want our forecast for. Okay, so now we have one additional layer of complexity. Okay, like in moving average, we need to decide what the value of n is going to be. Okay, do we want a 3-period average, or 2-period average, a 4-period average, a 5-period average, and so on. And then the second set of parameters that we need to have, we decide that we're going to try, say, 2-period, 3-period, 4-period. For each of them, we have to come up with the weights. Okay, how much weight you're going to put. Okay, for example, here, if you're using 3-period moving average, the first forecast that you can compute is for April. So you can use these 3 values. So what's going to be our weight for the most recent past period? What is the weight for one period before that and one period before that? If it's a 2-period moving average, then the first forecast you can compute is for March, and then you have to come up with 2 weights. So you have to come up with a weight for each time period. And since we want to illustrate, we want to use 3-period moving average for this example. So let's say usually we want to weight the most recent actual value, higher weight. We want to put higher weight for the most recent one, and probably a declining weight after that. Let's say we want to use weights of 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so going back like that. Okay. So now weighted average here is that you have to multiply each actual value with the corresponding weight. So 13 should be weighted by 3. So 13 times 3, 12 times 2, 10 times 1. Okay. And that you get by a function called sum product. Okay. Sum product, so you get these 3 and these 3. Okay. Now we're going to be copying this formula down. So as we go down, the actual sales will change, but the weights must continue to come from these 3 cells, and therefore the weight must be absolute referenced. Okay. So that's the numerator. You have the weighted sum, and then you have to divide by the sum of the weights. Okay. And once again, sum of the weights must always come from that, so I'm going to absolute reference that. Okay, so now we have the weighted average. Okay, let's format. Okay, and then the absolute value of the error, actual minus the forecast. So now we copy these 2 down up to there. Okay, so now if you bring this down one more, then you will have your forecast for January. Okay, and let's subscript Jan, so highlight Jan, and control 1 will also open the format cells screen, and then do subscript. Okay, and let's center that. We'll put the bottom border back. Okay, and we have the average here. Is that so? That's our MAD for weighted moving average, with weights being 3, 2, and 1. So now we can compare that against the MADs of the moving average models that we looked at. And as you can see, the weighted moving average is even better than the 3-period moving average.